Hello there. What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be thinking outside the box with list design for a character like R2-D2 and how people kind of say, hey, you kind of have to play him this way or that way. And I said, what? You know what? Screw it. Let's just do something a little bit far-fetched, a little bit outside of the box, and see if we can turn somebody like R2-D2, who is normally going to be like a secret mission type of guy, into an offensive masterpiece. I know that sounds crazy, but just wanted to do a thought experiment, see what we can come up with. If you guys are new here, there's a huge giveaway running the rest of the month. It's been running all month long for a $100 Amazon gift card. All you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that. I'll be announcing the winner of that during the Gen Con festivities, so make sure you watch my videos all the way to the end. We're going to be using Tabletop Admiral today. We're going to be building a Republic list using R2-D2 as kind of like the centerpiece for a Republic list. There's a lot of really fun things I think we can do with this particular guy, and I want to really focus on the fun aspect of it. One more thing also, if you do want to support the channel, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down in the comments section. Don't forget to share it with your friends. Click the bell for alerts. There's links in the description for some of this merch, like some of the face masks that we've got. We've got the Darth Maul. I really like the Darth Maul neck gaiter. We also have mask versions of most of the neck gaiters and t-shirts and all kinds of stuff like that. All of that is down in the description. So, check all that stuff out. And also links to our Patreon and social media, all kinds of fun stuff. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about this list. So, R2-D2, he can repair things, so some people might kind of run him as just a cheap activation. Some people might want him to repair a tank, which is perfectly fine, although usually he's going to kind of repair himself. But generally, he's kind of used as this whole secret mission type of character. Like, hey, you know what? He's slow, but if I could get him into your deployment zone, that's a victory point. Probably going to be what makes or breaks the game. And that's generally how people tend to run him. I understand that. But then I was looking at some of his command cards, because he's got a 2-pip that gives him that, it's a really cool 2-pip. Let's put him into the list so we can take a look at it. He's got this impromptu immolation 2-pip that made me think maybe there's something different I can do with R2-D2. Is he's going to gain this really nice, this attack. It's not a super great attack, but it's an awfully nice attack. After R2-D2 performs an attack, he may perform a free move action. During his activation, he gains the following weapon: Blast, Spray, and Suppressive on this. It's just a beautiful attack. 2 white. And it works for melee also, but it also works for ranged. Range 1, at least. So, that makes it a little bit trickier to actually make this attack work. He has to be close, but hey, since he's probably going to be not able to be attacked that much, for example, if you have C-3PO with him, and he has a suppression token because he's inconspicuous. If you did calculate odds on yourself, something like that, you may find that you are not being attacked, and it might be that much easier to just kind of get in close to people, so he can actually manage the attack. So what if we wanted to make him actually attack? Well, would that be silly? Would it be absurd to actually attack with R2-D2? And I think there's ways to really justify it. One of those might be with impromptu immolation. Obviously, with spray, it's going to multiply the attack pool for every mini in the defending unit. So this is going to be really good on like a whole unit of Death Troopers, or potentially a full unit of any type of core or special forces that's got a lot of minis. It's going to make it really good. It's going to be especially good. I said especially. It's going to be especially good on a unit of B1 battle droids, for example, because you're going to get more dice than you can even than you own. So this is certainly a card that we'll want to include, but there's other ways that we can do. So one of the things that I think is going to work is, as a commander, I want to go with Rex. Rex is, first off, he's a fantastic clone commander because he's low points. He also supports clones, which are abundant in the Republic faction, and he's just good all around. He's going to do a couple of things to give R2-D2 the ability to attack a little bit more. First thing is, he's got command cards that really help. His Call Me Captain command card gives him fire support. And if he happens to be close enough to R2-D2, he can fire support into R2's attacks, which is going to give R2 not just 3 white and suppressive, but also 3 red. So now R2 also potentially has a 6 dice attack when Rex places 1 pip. So you've got at least one turn where R2 can attack stronger when Rex's 1-pip is played. You also have another turn where R2 can attack stronger, where R2's 2-pip is played. There's another turn that you can potentially attack stronger also, and that's during Take That Clankers. When the friendly trooper with a face-up order and an aim token performs a ranged attack, you can increase the maximum range, which is awesome. It's a really good option to be able to play. And so if R2 wants to be able to take advantage of that, he can absolutely do it. You can also give R2 HQ uplink. And that's something that's honestly, like, it's free. Might as well do it here. So let's just say on a certain turn, we're going to here. Let me put these in the actual in the list build. So we've got Take That Clankers. So we're going to play this card. Rex is going to give out 2 orders to presumably 2 clone troopers. And R2 is going to activate HQ uplink. So now he is also going to have a face-up order token, which now means that he has up to range 2 on his electroshock, which is a huge difference considering he's probably close enough to certain enemies to attack already, but protected because of the fact that he is inconspicuous. So, I mean, might as well. Might as well. And what you probably want to do in the case of R2-D2 in this case is maybe you'll want to have C-3PO, you know, go ahead and activate calculate odds. And you got your aim, your dodge, and suppression, so now also you cannot be attacked. I mean, that's really a cool thing about R2, isn't it? That he can attack you and you can't attack him back. I think it's just really cool. Yeah, I think that's particularly now somebody who's likely to potentially move into melee with you, and that might be harder to stop. But then of course you do have C-3PO to kick them, and you know, add a little insult to injury. I like that. But so here's a fun little, you know, so we've already got several command cards that are going to support this, and I think that's a fun thing. So let's get on to the actual build here, because I'm gonna have Rex have aggressive tactics in this build. And he's going to run offensive push. I like offensive push on Rex, and I'll give him recon intel. Some builds I'll also give him. You know, I can see him getting jetpacks. There's some builds I'll also give him the emergency stims. But you know, I want to fit a lot of stuff in here, and we're going to use some stuff that's not out yet. So let's do a couple of Phase 1 clone troopers. I really like Phase 1 clone troopers, especially because of the Z6 being a little cheaper on them, as well as the fact that they can get this Phase 1 clone specialist, which I really, really like for when we run Take That Clankers. This Phase 1 clone specialist gives them the option to take a free aim, so that now they can move and aim and shoot. Or if they already have the aim token, they can aim twice and then still shoot at range 4 with the Z6. If they need to move and shoot, they can certainly move and get the aim for free also with the clone specialist and shoot. If they need to aim twice, they can do that. But it really kind of gives you up to potentially a range 5 type of shot, because if you move and also have a range 4 shot, it's almost range 5. So that much is really cool. I very much like that. And since these guys are probably going to be shooting quite a bit and are likely to have aims, hopefully most of the time that they shoot, I'm going to give them each targeting scopes. And I put 1 on there, but I'm going to duplicate that. I'm going to make that 2 units of Phase 1s with the Z6 and the targeting scopes. So I have 2 really good shooters. These make for prime candidates for Take That Clankers, and then R2 is going to be in there also. And other turns, they might just be using fire support, because yes, we talked about Clone Captain Rex has fire support, but now so do clones. Clones have fire support also, and they can throw a whole lot of dice into R2's fun. So R2 can shoot somebody, and you can just add a whole bunch of extra dice from clone troopers, which is really, really cool. And so I like that. It's not always the most efficient way to go, but people aren't going to see it coming. People aren't going to expect it. And I think that's really one of the fun aspects of this. And so let me, I'm going to slide myself over to here. Boop. Yeah. I'm going to slide myself over to here so we can actually see the stuff that's going on over there. There we go. Pointing the right way. All right. So let's keep looking at this list. So we have the Phase 2 clone troopers over here. And I'm going to add some Phase 2 clones. I'm only going to put 1 unit of Phase 2s because they're kind of hard to find right now. And if anybody wanted to try to replicate this list at some point, it might be harder to put a whole lot of Phase 2s in. And but we'll put the Phase 2 mortar trooper in here. The mortar trooper is kind of a The one thing that really stands out about Phase 2 is that nobody else has access to. They've got this 2 to 4 range. It's critical 1 and suppressive, and it's cumbersome. What they want to be doing is they want to be doing... I'll give them an extra clone, but they want to be standing by. They want to be using the standbys, and it's good to be able to take advantage of that. So we're going to give them Overwatch, increase their standby range to 3, and now they make for a really good standby unit. So I like that. Plus they've got they've got the reliable ones, so they're going to be gaining the surge tokens, and that is good. We're not done with Phase 1s yet, so we're going to go back to Phase 1s a little bit more. I'm going to add a Phase 1 who is going to have that new shotgun, the DP23. The DP23 gives you Pierce. This makes for an excellent choice to fire support R2-D2 because... And look, here's the thing. R2 is not going to necessarily be able to pull from the aims that everybody else has, but R2 has surge to hit. So when he's triggering fire support off of clones, now that all of those dice gain surge to hit. So it really makes up for the fact that, hey, I don't have that many Phase 2 clone troopers, but I've got surge to hit on R2, so might as well, be able to take advantage of that. Now, he's not the only unit in this faction that can kind of do that. Like the Barks, that's one of the claim to fames of the Bark Speeders is that they had surge to hit also. And so, it's not a unique thing, but we do want the DP23 here. And from this one, I'll add the Clone Captain. He's good for making them also an objective unit. And they're going to be a shooting unit also a little bit. I'll give them targeting scopes for the turns that they also opt to shoot. I'll give them fragmentation grenades, and I'll give them Overwatch as well in case they do want to also do some standby. So I have 2 units that can now standby. I've got 2 units that are good for the take that clankers. Everybody's good for fire supporting R2 in this list so far. We're only at 6 activations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1 more naked Phase 1 clone troopers. They're just going to be there to be an extra activation to maybe generate tokens for other units, maybe standby and aim or something like that. But now, since we're going forward in time, let's add some ARC troopers to this list. I feel like that'll be a fun way to do things. So I'm going to add a ARC trooper strike team, and the strike team will just be kind of like my snipers, and they don't really need a whole lot of anything. I'll just add the DC-15X ARC trooper to this unit. And that's going to be our black and red, critical 1, lethal 1, range 1 to 5 sniper. Really good sniper, but it's just a cheaper activation. And they can also opt to be somebody who activates and gives out extra tokens. And for 9, to make it 9 activations, we're going to we'll put a full arc unit in there. And the full arc unit is going to have something that really kind of helps this whole build come together a little bit more. It's going to have 5s. 5s is like my favorite guy ever for so much stuff that he's able to do. First off, he's only range 1 to 3 normally. However, if you take that clankers, now he becomes range 1 to 4, so that much is good. He is the leader. He's going to increase your courage value by 1, but he's also got coordinate clone trooper, and this is a big deal because of the fact that the ARC trooper unit has the comms upgrade, so I can give them HQ uplink also. So now I've got 5s and HQ uplink, so I can, at any point I can just be like, you know what, we need it now, so 5s is going to activate it, take his own order, then give 1 to somebody else, which is really nice. And this does put us close to the max, 797. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put another point on there, and I'm going to give him the new upgrade, situational awareness, in case he needs to spend dodge tokens that happen to be nearby. So he's harder to kill, because this is going to be potentially my leader if Rex dies. So this makes for a pretty good unit to both activate, to do lots of nasty stuff. They've got tactical 1. They're going to be generating aim tokens for other folks. Just really good, really good unit. And this, I mean, I think this is kind of a strong list anyway. And certainly you have the option to play R2 as a secret mission type character here, but for funsies, you could totally run him as an offensive machine that would be hard to kill outside of melee. And you've got a lot of things in this particular type of build that can support him in doing that. So rounding out the list, I mean, I think you definitely want to have Blast Off in there. I think you definitely want to have Impromptu Immolation in there, because we talked about that. So we've got Call Me Captain, Blast Off. We've got Take That Clank. We talked about that. We've got Impromptu Immolation. And those are all good things. I also especially like Smokescreen for R2. And especially, you know, unless it's one that you can remove if you got other commanders and you're trying to run like a Heroes of the Republic kind of list. But it is R2 and another trooper, so he can still give out another order, so you can still get the fire support kind of built in from that. But the free action for smoke is actually pretty good, especially if you attack first and then do it afterwards. So anybody who does manage to actually get a shot on you has to deal with the suppression. So I like that. And then we're not programmed is a pretty good option here. I don't see any reason why not to use this. So it's a great overall option, especially to have lots of clones with face-up orders to be activating fire support on any power shooters activation. So R2 can then also have lots of people that are able to fire support him, so he can kind of like pick which one you want to do that. So maybe not the most serious list as far as, I don't think it's a bad list, but it's not necessarily the most serious list as far as how I'm looking to play it here, but I think it would be a lot of fun, and I would love to hear from you guys. All right, well, let me know. I'll put a link to the list down in the description, so let me know what you guys think of it. Be sure to be watching for the next week or so, because we've got a lot of information coming out. Gen Con is next week. We're going to have Darth Maul reveals, so again, I'm very excited about that. I'll be wearing this like all week long, right? We're going to have Darth Maul reveal. We're probably going to have Anakin revealed. Probably going to be more stuff than that. All the other games are going to get cool stuff too. Armada, X-Wing, probably some new stuff. Everything, I'm covering all of it, so it's gonna be a big week. So hopefully you guys are excited. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I also want to thank my patrons on Patreon. You guys are amazing and definitely help make this all possible. So thank you so much for your continued support. And as always, have a great day.